T cells or B cells? You decide. Like a gull among coastal jacks, out the mouth they are close at hand, something like the merry life of here comes everyone, local registers increase and sound like the magnification of shore citizenry. A valley of proper greeny ash trees, sprigging the enlightenment of general earth in rings, not standing on too much ground, evolution and its communation, point eternity, volume parallel, rows of staff. Archop. The most speculative of houses, if only the spider was aware, tissue, objects, flock in rags of the beauty of her descending ruse. This is time, this is money, this is the stars, a supplication of truths, ions and sugar, impoverished objects to eternal changing disguise. You fragile men, the M1 to 4 blood, this great tree insulating water rehearsed, and there we are, statuary of these branches, doors. Archop. Charles the Genie come from a loving family. In dark lakes of words, he known as the entity, his non-marking being of worlds easily dead but recognized in books as in Corby and in tours. His is the seed being taken up, expressed by assumption of flags. Call on Pepin, missing a cell buddy or any of those dudes stored in some nuclear locality. Later, spacey boys, here's Charlemagne in meat. HLA1. Anna up in Tyrol, damn it, the scenery's boring up there and the ceremony's dragged, trying so hard to impress prominent aristocratic patrons, putting my piano on my back, like it was some forgotten epithelia. 'Twas a good show and didn't our people laugh? Then the question got put about where the melody expired, barrows of the egg picked up, and that's why poetry is often called the arteriole. MHC1. Floss and Rosie set off again, but it's a long way and they hover around the water in their dreams, in the games. One of their play figures has curled round the lip of the oven and is lost. Who will rescue him from this undoubted peril? Down at the surface they sing softly as they work, but the egg returns their looks, heat and their rapidity. She is the source, unscathed, beautiful, ATP without a flaw. Dendritic cells. Wild type A, settlement right outside my sow field, secular law to charter the dying realm. Algae Glyn, gun inserted, deleted outside the bounds of his bloom. All gack and so changing glutamine to stop codon vex. It makes a knavish mutation, unfailing over the treacherous girl. A sprung mutation that weaved colours of extinguished flowers, change that altered her human face. Pan pipes treating cities, a hole in the structure of the executive function. This is my word and its coin, thinking about the mechanism of a delight, recitation, but through what we populists call the basal ganglia in song. I mean, I fear the prosody of it. Music, sonar, radar, a wall of important popular local composition that feeds back upon itself and initiates us. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for us all? Kuffner cells. Among cloud elements, folks at the government board are doing in-contact closed fertility dance and how dance came to the Broads. It don't really mean much, not in this farm of restricted notes. So that's how the world follows its conduct. Love has no protocol, graviton's no juice. Earth runs out of songs about being tall, dark hair driving along the April Strait. What's this milk even ever reversible? Natural killer cells. Insects got their fantasies, dreams of ease where food is safe, where planned hives rise on the head of community, wholesome for their lung. They get rest, peace, pastoral dream directed, redesignated, named after a merchant from the sun. Water discovered while stockroots swarm with seraph, thus commanded in their clothes. That's why, when you look in a bee's eye, you see its meiotic blankness. Skin. At the sports bar watching the game, this man, you notice he's made of ants, tens of thousands, dark backs flicker in pursuit of a human house, struggle as if a sea intuited under a log, pleating bodies hard in the light of observable electric world, moons upon which a commentary rang, aspects, feed a disremembering of form that enlightens the course of his body dream at the sports bar. Arch up again. Inoceles, constant repeating shape, dragonfly, local, rare, 2 years as a bud, brown-bellied in this part of the form, who will to water as a type of dew, aggressive but with a clear wind-driven song, bound in servitude of the diminished, produced thing. Many a mystic I know, reader, and the hawk astounds out in flight with his panicked green eye, music played on drone, a continual state of ruin. Archop. Do insects have shock? Do they, after insult, have machinery to preserve the twin form to their depths? Endpoint to eternal development? Securing stack of their booty? They worth the candle? Or do they just lurk of a sequence to stone strange bugs, fitting of a naming ceremony they can get home with, off into an anima mundi? Oh, so the switch to reed or loaf of bread, everyone marrying at Cana. Archop. Insects can't live over the dark green sea. It's too hot and dry for their bones, dear, as they plunge onto decks of leisure craft as shouted imprecations to the old ways, or get predated by parasitic sea snails who are a horror but claim that they love them so. Overwater, e.g. Goodland Prey Deer. Watch it froze in a buzzy, hysterical descent to the deck of a small drifter laden with herring, isolated, turbulent boat. There's something demonic about insects in their eyes, to be inspected, locked up inside the head of a man in a car, and it only shows in his face as he struggles with effects, making journeys nearby his home from one town to another with his shirt sleeves on and work in the back, rolling down a hill, breaking the chain between usage and self. Insects in hell, petrol engine of a car that struggles to keep up. Archop. Rose up autumn, fruits merge into one another, sum of living things all into the hills in the cooler air, to melt in the warm sea. Insects into the winter ecology, the ice seed out of which death will grow. It's the end of the interview. Ladybirds now make living towers, hide in rocks, the densest portions of the world, pretty dusty they are. Where these fellows are gone, fire, water, air don't govern.